to another episode of Bubblegum Reviews. My name is Steve, and tonight's review will be on the movie here next to me. We have In the Line of Fire. I've seen this probably 4 or 5 times. This is actually one that I really enjoy, a Clint Eastwood film. In this, we have Rene Russo, Clint Eastwood, John Malkovich, Gary Cole, Fred Dalton Thompson, John Mahoney, and Dylan McDermott. I know all of them. Pretty much all these people do really good in this movie. They actually all do, honestly. The only thing is I didn't care for a certain something in there. But anyways, before I get into that, a little quick summary into this this is about a Secret Service agent who decides to do one last job for the president and realizes that the threat against the president might actually be real and investigates it, only to find out that it is real and tries to take the guy down before it's too late. First thing about this movie I will say, man, is Clint Eastwood was fantastic. He was really, really good in this. But with that being said, I really enjoyed John Malkovich as the bad guy. And I don't even really care for John Malkovich, honestly. He was okay in Con Air. He was freaking awesome in this. Like, as I think the first or second time or whatever time I remember as a kid watching this, and he actually scared the hell out of me. Like, John Malkovich scared me because of, like, the whole way they present him. And that whole thing was... So the scene that really always had me freaked out, and he wasn't even in that scene. It was just like... I was expecting him to pop out. So when they go to his house, when they find out who he is, they go to his house and there's like the pictures of Clint Eastwood up on his wall and everything. And they run into the, what? Is it the DEA agents or something like that? Or CIA. That scene is what like really kind of freaked me out. But the part where he was dressed up like a hobo, hanging out at the park, waiting for them to, like watching them to see if they could find him, and then the other part where he just kept loitering around waiting for them. The cat and mouse in this was really good. The score was fantastic. Shit, I literally just looked up the guy's name because I wanted to say it right. Inicio Morricone or something like that. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he's done a lot of Western scores. Fistful of Dollars, I know that's one. He also did the Hateful Eight score. This guy, no score, straight up. Like, he is good. The score in this one is really good. The music he does for certain scenes is almost perfect to make it like a scarier scene, even though it's not scary. It's more of like intense and what's going to happen and the chases. And then when Frank gets like a clue and he goes and checks up on it to see what's going on, and then it takes him here, and man, this movie was very fun. The romance scene, didn't much care for it. I just thought it was funny because it was like, dude, she kept saying no, it can't happen, and then it ends up happening, and I don't know, it wasn't really my cup of tea, but I had a feeling they'd throw something like that in there. So the one part that also kind of upset me, because I really actually enjoyed him in this, was Dylan McDermott's character as Al. He was really good. And then he literally goes and talks Al into coming back. And then what happens to Al? So that whole, like, what happened to Al, I was like, what? I didn't like it, but I know, obviously, that's how movies are. I did enjoy Clint Eastwood's, like, grumpiness, too. And his, like, the funny stuff he was trying to throw in there. There was some good scenes in this one for sure. I still think the best one though is that I shouldn't say the best one, but that like the one that scared me as a kid. I still like watch it and I'm like, oh man, they're going to his house. They're going inside. Here they go. I'd say this is a top. I need to actually like go through Clint Eastwood's movies and be like, oh, I like this one, I like this one. But I'd say right now, off the top of my head, this is a top 8 movie in Clint Eastwood's list of movies he's done for me. For me, that is. I like it better than Gran Torino, I'll say that much. Like, this one It's good. I enjoy it. Director in this, we have Wolfgang Peterson, who's also done, I'm going to name off all the ones I've seen, He did Poseidon, he did Troy, Air Force One, The Perfect Storm, and Outbreak. I've seen all of them. I'm not going to say they're all fantastic, but I've seen them all, and they're enjoyable. IMDb gave this a 7.2 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 96%. Video Hun gave it a 3.5 out of 4. Bubblegum Reviews gives it a 9 out of 10. Reasons I'd tell you to watch it would be, Clint Eastwood. That's all I gotta say is Clint Eastwood. Like, honestly, this guy's career is insane. There's people like Clint Eastwood, Denzel Washington. Do I go as far and say I'm not? Yeah, Tommy. Nah, yeah, Tommy Lee Jones. He could be up there. Samuel L. Jackson, but I don't. I think Clint Eastwood's better than Samuel L. Jackson. Maybe. I'm not trying to get into all that right now. Anyways, box office 176.9 on a budget of 40, so it made 136.9. This movie was done in 1993. With a cast like that and how this movie actually turned out, I kind of expected more money to come out of that. But hey, I was thinking more like 300 mil because look at the reviews it got. They're all good. I gave it a good review. I feel like the majority of the people actually like this movie. It's very entertaining. It's very suspenseful. There's cat and mouse. There's good writing. The only thing, like I said, was the corny-ass relationship that they had. But even Rene Russo did a good job. Like I said, to me, John Malkovich literally stole the show with his performance. And I read something that was pretty interesting. So apparently John Malkovich, I totally forgot. I'm just going to tell you the one that so Robert De Niro was the first choice to play Mitch Leary, which is John Malkovich's character. Robert Duvall and Jack Nicholson were also considered. Out of all three of those, the only one I would actually be like, oh, okay, let's do this, would maybe be Robert Duvall. Other than that, I'm glad John Malkovich was the one. And the other thing, so the John Malkovich scene where he gets the gun and like he puts it in his mouth when Frank's hanging off the side of the building. Apparently, that scene was improvised. He totally did that and they put it in there. And the part where he kind of smiles is because Clint Eastwood was on the set actually laughing and that made him smile. See, stuff like that I think is so cool, so interesting, so fun, and it's like one of those things you're like, oh wow. You almost want to go back and watch it just to be like, you can imagine it all happening. Other than that, so for my next two, I will most likely be doing the one I show you first, but then again, who knows, because I was kind of feeling the other one, but we'll see what happens. So we have first here, there we go, El Dorado. I've never seen it, so that will be a new one. And then we also have National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets. Seen it, I just need to review it. So one of those two will be next. Stay tuned. Kind of not going to tell you guys. You guys can figure out for yourself once I review it. You guys have a good night. Like and subscribe. Check out my letterbox. Check out my eBay. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Out.